Hello there, everyone. This is Andre, the Game Idea Guy. Thank you very much for lending me your time and your ear and listening to another game idea that I think would work on the Wii U. And this one, I will have to thank a certain Bear Hugger 29 for the mental concept of this game because he did say that this would be something interesting to do before. And after thinking about it, I was like, you know what? He's right. It would be one of those really unique situations where you wouldn't expect this to work, but if it was done correctly, I mean Koei Tecmo Koei, I don't know which way it's said. I think it's Tecmo Koei. They could definitely do this. I mean, now I'm just bear with me on this think through here. Super Mario Warriors wouldn't even necessarily have to be called Super Mario Warriors. It could be Super Wario Warriors or Super Luigi Warriors. It could be anything. It could be Mushroom Kingdom Warriors. Actually, that's probably a better name. I'll go with that. Mushroom Kingdom Warriors. That'd be an interesting game to go with. So thinking about it, they have so much stuff in the Super Mario universe in and of itself that they could pull into this game. Like the Doki Doki Panic Mario 2, which is Super Mario USA in Japan, which was the watered down Mario 2 that we got in the USA because they didn't think people would be able to handle the real one over here. Sorry, Nintendo, but I beat that game pretty easy. Lost levels. No, when I first played it, that game was hard as all hell to beat. Until I figured out how playing with Mario and Luigi differed, and then I understood what I needed to do. Then I beat that game. But that's a side note that I didn't mean to go off on. Super Mario Warriors. Now, they could pull Wart from Super Mario 2 or Super Mario USA, as I said. Pull him from Retcon, not Retcon. I said retcon. I didn't mean to say retcon. Subcon. Subcon. I'm sorry, people. My mind was running too quickly, and then I said the wrong word, and it just completely fucked up my flow. Subcon. And obviously Bowser. I don't know if they could use Smithy. I don't know if they could use Smithy from Super Mario RPG because of the whole thing with Square Enix. You would think that they would just release the rights to that, and just be on with themselves. Nope. They're gonna hold tight to that motherfucker. Like, we've got a grudge. We're gonna hold this thing. Like, you've worked with Nintendo on other projects after that. Could you not just let go of Super Mario RPG so they can actually make us not actually make a sequel, but actually use the name of that game again for something else? Like, but gosh. But I don't know if they can use Smithy because of his ties to that game, and he was an original character for that game, or the Axum Rangers. I would love to see them be able to do that, so it would be cool if they could pull those characters and put them in as, like, enemies and things. Obviously, the Koopa Kids and Bowser Jr., and obviously Bowser King Koopa. Trying to think of something else. There's got to be another. That's enough villains anyway, right there. Like, you've got, like, with that, that's like, 15, 16 different villains. Obviously, I'm not counting them up, but that's a lot of villains that they could just utilize as, like, bosses for this type of game, for this type of Musou game, which it would definitely be weird because this game wouldn't necessarily have to have the characters hold any sort of weapons in order to fight. I guess from what I'm thinking of, you take maybe like some Fist of the North Star, Ken's Rage, and Hyrule Warriors, and kind of blend those play styles, but also add in the elements from Mario that make Mario unique to that would make Mario unique to this, like jumping and hitting the question mark blocks to open up power ups and utilizing those on the field. See, that would be the thing that would make this completely not completely different, but make it really different and fun in comparison to other Musou games, because there are no other Musou games that I can think of that you can just take a pick up an item on the fly and utilize it while you're on the field, and whether or not you take damage affects if you can keep that weapon or not. Which I've been rambling on and completely getting away from that. I guess for characters to be played with, like your hero characters, you'd have Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy. Yes, and I would make Peach and Daisy play differently. Daisy needs some sort of Daisy needs to be utilized in a way that she's not like a side character anymore. She needs to be utilized in a way that she actually has a purpose, and this would be a good game for that to happen. Say Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Toad, Toadette. Let's throw in Rosalina. Trying to think, is there anybody else I can think of that could fit in there? At least as far as hero, like starting off characters that you can play with. I would say put in Wario and Waluigi, but make them bosses you have to fight and beat first. And I'm like, don't make them good guys at all. Just make them have a bad guy story. And there's another sad character you can throw in there. I'm trying to think. Is there anybody else? Not really any other main characters I can think of. No, not really. But if they use Toad, I want them to use Captain Toad. Like, just put Captain Toad in as the Toad that you're using, and then Toadette is the other one. And that way they could have all those other useless soldier Toads. You could actually see them on the field fighting and fighting with like the Koopas, and they can get beat up and stuff like that. And you could actually see it firsthand. Like I guess for a plot line, we could start off with a failed attempt by Bowser to capture Peach. Yeah, I know that sounds weird. That sounds really weird, but a failed attempt by Bowser to capture Princess Peach. That would be funny though. See Mario actually stop him from kidnapping her. Oh gosh. I guess that wouldn't really be a Mario game anyway, because then there'd be no purpose for most of them. A failed attempt by Bowser to capture Peach. He gets angry, sends in his mob of Koopas, Goombas, and every other baddie that he can send into the Mushroom Kingdom to kind of, wreak havoc and try to destroy things. So Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Daisy, who is there for some reason, she's just got to be there. They all take to the front lines of the battle and run out and start destroying things, I guess. Bashing Koopas and Goombas along the way and taking out bombs and other enemies. Dang, that's another thing. You could jump on a bomb and then throw it as a weapon. See, that's the thing. Like I said, that's what makes this a good idea, because there's just so much there's so many different things that you could implement for Mario that would not typically fit in the style of game that would be just awesome. Like I said, hitting the question mark blocks. Hit the question mark block, you get your giant mushroom. I'd omit the normal super mushrooms and get the giant mushroom and the Tanuki suit. I don't know. Yeah, the Tanuki suit. I'd skip the cape. There's no point in having them both, as they both do the same thing, basically. So you get the Tanuki suit, skip the super cape, get the fire flower, get the ice flower, throw in like a lightning flower, or have the penguin suit. Because even though the penguin suit basically has the power of the ice flower, it also has the ability to slide on the stomach, and you can use that as an attack to crash into multiple enemies. I wouldn't say the golden Tanuki. Skip that, because that's just too much. Has the invincibility star. Grab that, and you can run into enemies and get like almost insta kills on all the grunts, and bosses would just take like a hefty chunk of damage. They'd have to add platforming into this somehow, and that would be the one thing I think would be a little strenuous for this type of game, because I don't know if accurate platforming could be done unless it's like platforming without pits, like you're just jumping up things to get to higher planes, but there are no pits. If there aren't any pits, then this will probably be easier to do. But have it so that you can jump up certain items and objects in order to reach higher places. That would be cool. Rather than running up a mountain, you can obviously have that still be available, but you could just like jump up like blocks that are lined up against the wall and get up and down certain things, or have ladders to climb. They can also include elements from Super Mario 2 where they could pull like turnips and things out the ground. If, like, say you walk over a patch of grass with something sticking up, they can pull it out of the ground and actually use it. That would be interesting. Like, you can combine elements of all of the various styles of Mario games into this. So there could be like a wall jump for the characters to be able to use. Instead of, like, so if you have a tight area that's straight up and down and you obviously know you can't walk up it, there's no ladder, wall jump back and forth. Wow. There's so much to think about for something like this. And I went into this idea all willy-nilly and didn't think about it. There's a lot of stuff that could make a super unique Mario Musu game. That is actually, the more I think about it, the more I like the concept, though. That's the one. I guess that's the one thing. So yeah, Bear Hugger, you were right. This is something that could definitely work and be super interesting. And I'm like sitting here trying to think of all the things that could be mashed into this that would make it so cool to play, but at the same time make it very different from the other games that fit the same style. And I'm like, man. Because we already know Mario knows how to fight close up. All of the characters basically know how to fight close up. They could literally take some of their moves from Smash Brothers and include them in the game. They just have to be careful about what exact moves they're going to give. Like if they're going to give the Fire Flower power up to everybody, then Mario and Luigi can't just standardly throw fireballs. It just wouldn't necessarily be fair to the other characters. I guess special moves would also be dependent upon what power up you have too. Wow. Gosh, there's a lot. Like I said, there's a lot to think about. You wouldn't want every character to have the exact same special move, because then it just takes away from the character's unique abilities. Or maybe instead of giving everyone a different special for each weapon, every character has a specific weapon that will give them that will change their special move to something different. Like one or two different power-ups will change their special move to something else. That actually sounds more reasonable. That way they could have one standardized special that's always the same, but with the exceptions like Mario picks up the Fire Flower, like I said, and then he gets his final smash from Smash Brothers as the special move that he does. Whereas without it, he could do like a super ground pound type of thing that knocks all of the enemies up in the air, and then you see him jump and bounce back and forth between the ones that he's knocked into the air and knock them out. That's just off the top of my head. It sounds cool, and I can kind of picture it in my head. That'd be actually pretty cool, and I can see people being a little dumbfounded, but at the same time excited about that. So I think that would work. And then Luigi's standard special, he pull out the Poltergust and use it to suck up all the enemies around the area he's in. Yeah, I could see this working. I could definitely see this working. I would need some time to sit and think about this. I might do a podcast on this one eventually. I might do a Gamer Idea Foundry on this and actually flesh this out some. But I've really rambled a lot. But I think you guys understand where I was going. Like it would be a unique idea. It would definitely be a unique idea, and I kind of want to see it happen now. I'm kind of just like I want to play this now. It sounds awesome. So Mushroom Kingdom Warriors, that would be pretty cool. I mean, if you agree with me, like you don't have to agree with me, but I think it's interesting. But yeah, thank you guys very much for listening. Keep your eyes and ears up for more of my stuff, and until the next time, enjoy your games. Peace out.